Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the information session for the Redstone Owners Corporation. So my name is Taranga Idrisuri. I'm from Quantum United Management. We got Selena as well as Natalie from our team here who will be assisting me with the information session. If you do have any questions throughout the session, please do. I do ask that you hold them for the end of the session. We do have open Q&A session for the members. You can put forward your questions and we're happy to answer them for you. What we will do is if you do have a question, please do raise your hand and we will bring you by audio and you can present your question, put forward your question to us and then happy to answer them for you. And also we have received few questions with the registrations as well. So what we will do is during the session, we will touch on those questions at different sections within the presentation, provide you the responses, and thereafter, if you think that your question was not responded to during the information session or information was not provided to you, we kindly ask that you raise your hand at the end of the session and put forward your question. In today's session, what we would do is we would be answering questions that are related to the owners corporation and the club. Any questions that are relating to the developer, unfortunately, as the owners corporation manager would not be able to respond to any developer related questions, but we are happy to take those questions on board and then forward them across to the developer and provide a response to you once we get that come across to us. So again, perfect. We do have a few more members who have joined this evening. So welcome everyone to the information session for the Redstone Owners Corporation. Normally what we would do is we would hold these information sessions at least a few days before the AGM. So if members do have any questions that are not related to the AGM, these are our sessions that we can answer them for you, and hopefully in leading up to the AGM, we can conduct this AGM on a timely manner, as the AGM is normally in a structured format. These sessions help us provide valuable information to lot owners prior to AGMs. So for members who just joined us, if you do have any questions, please hold them till the end of the session. There is a raise hand button on the bottom of your Zoom screen. Please hit that button and then we will bring you by audio and you can put forward the questions to us. What I'll do is now I'll share my screen. So we do have some slides prepared for members. We can go through those slides. Selena, can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect, thank you. Once again, welcome to the Redstone Owners Corporation Information Session 2025. Assume this Owners Corporation structure is something new for members who are attending this evening. So we'll go through some of these. Our agenda today will be based on, we'll do a quick introduction to Quantum and who we are. We'll talk about the structure of the Redstone Owners Corporation. We'll touch on compliance and governance, further on communication and community. We'll touch on club operations, and then at the end of the session, we would have a Q&A session for members. First is who Quantum is and what our services. So Quantum is the Owners Corporation Manager that's been appointed to manage the Owners Corporation affairs on behalf of the Owners Corporation. So Quantum currently, we manage about around 19,000 lots across 39 Owners Corporations. These Owners Corporations that we manage are located across Victoria. And what our speciality is, we do have all our communities that we manage, or 90% of our communities are in a similar structure or similar to Redstone Owners Corporation, where you do have a clubhouse at the center of the community, and the Owners Corporation's members have access to those club facilities. So as you know, your club is not built yet, but in a similar structure, we do manage those 39 Owners Corporations. As you can see on your screen, all those purple dots are markers are where the Owners Corporations that we manage are located. So just touching on a couple of our achievements throughout the years in managing Owners Corporation. So we have been recognized by the industry for various awards throughout the years. as well as Quantum United Management provides tailored solutions for developers when creating owners corporations. So we provide advice on the legislative side of the owners corporation requirements, so that the developers can establish those owners corporations in line with those requirements. So within Quantum, so we do have two teams who supports the management of the Redstone owners corporations. So one is the executive team. That's Michael, Darby, myself, Taranga, as well as Natalie. We form part of the executive team. And on the day-to-day operations side, we do have Selena Len, who is the owners corporation manager for your community. We got Rainy, who is the administration assistant, Trish Barnes and Pragya from the compliance management team, as well as from our corporate services team. That is, to our corporate services team normally takes care of the operations of the club. So as the owners corporation manager, there are certain services that we are required to provide under the legislation. So these are on behalf of the owners corporation. We provide accounting services. Accounting services are categorized in a couple of items here, which is open and operate bank accounts on behalf of the owners corporation, keep records, financial records of the owners corporation, prepare financials and interim financials for the owners corporation, organize draft budgets, issue fee notices, final fee notices, and any special fee notices for the owners corporation, and also assist the owners corporation with the debt recovery, recovering of outstanding fees. That is our accounting services. Uh, uh, the other services are insurance, so making sure that the owners corporation has insurances in place, and those are renewed on a timely manner. The next one is documentation. Documentation is where, as the owners corporation manager, we keep a record of all the lot owners, which includes lot owner names, addresses, contact numbers. That's They are required under the legislation for the managers to hold, and lot owners to inform the owners corporation manager of any changes of those contact details within 28 days. Further, we maintain the owners corporation register. Owners corporation register includes the register of lot owners, plus any documentation that are related to the owners corporation, such as minutes of meetings, that can be committee meetings, that can be AGMs, insurance documents, owners corporation rules, any correspondence that we have the lot owners or third party contractors. So they all form a part of the owners corporation records. Plus, as the manager, we are required to issue owners corporation certificates upon request. That is a part of your contract of sale. So if you do, when you have purchased your property, you would have seen owners corporation certificate included as a part of Section 32. That is issued by the owners corporation manager. Plus, we need to hold records of all fee notices or all correspondence that are issued to a lot owner. Any formal correspondence form a part of the minutes of AGMs, notices of AGMs, fee notices, final fee notices, special resolutions, and postal ballot. So they form a part of the owners corporation records, as well as they form a part of your lot records as well. The other services are meeting. So we, as the owners corporation manager, we organize annual AGMs for the owners corporation, plus committee meetings. The AGMs, we need to prepare notices of AGMs, which you would have received for your AGM, plus after the AGM as well, preparing the minutes and issuing them out to lot owners, similar for the committee meetings as well. The next service that we provide as the manager is guidance. The owners corporation manager, we provide guidance to committee members, to lot owners with regards to act within the owners corporation legislation. And also, if members do have any questions that they're not unsure of how an owners corporation operates, we would provide that guidance and education for lot owners in order to stick within the framework of the legislative framework. On our slides is we'll touch on the owners corporation structure, how we'll touch on what an owners corporation is, what the lot owner obligations are under the Owners Corporation Act, and also some brief information on the structure of Redstone. So an owners corporation is automatically created when a plan of subdivision is registered with land data that has common property. So common property can be a small parcel of land. In order to trigger an owner's corporation, the developers at the initial stage, when registering this plan with land data, they need to have some sort of common property. So when there is that common property, an owner's corporation is triggered. Any plan of subdivision that has common property automatically becomes an owner's corporation, which means at registration, which means that the owners corporation is a legal entity. So as a legal entity, the owners corporation can make rules. As you know, when you purchase into the Redstone community, you would have got a copy of the owners corporation rules. So that owners corporation rules have been registered in with land data at the time when the plan of subdivision was registered. So they become formal rules of the owners corporation. So any lot owner who purchases into the Redstone community becomes a member of the owners corporation automatically. Unfortunately, the members do not have an option to opt out of being in an owners corporation. As long as you purchase into the Redstone community or the plans of subdivisions within Redstone, you become a member of that owners corporation. As mentioned earlier, the owners corporation is governed by legislation passed by the Victorian Parliament. So as managers and yourself as lot owners are required to stick within that legislative framework when operating, or for us when operating an owners corporation, for you when being within an owners corporation. So the next are the two main obligations. So there are hundreds of obligations under the Act that owners corporation and lot owners need to adhere to. But the main two obligations that we see under the Act is one is the financial obligation for lot owners. Financial obligation lies where an owners corporation approves a budget each year. And once the budget has been approved, the owners corporation members are required to contribute the fees that the owners corporation members need to pay as per the approved budget. In your case, currently, the developer, Willowwood Properties, has been paying owners corporation fees on behalf of the lot owners. As you know, there is a clause within your contract of sale that the developer would contribute those owners corporation fees up until 3 months prior to the club opening. So that's up until 3 months prior. Your owners corporation fees are currently being taken care of by the developer. And once 3 months prior to the club opening, the owners corporation will start issuing those owners corporation fees to lot owners. There's been few questions with regards to the owners corporation fees that's come through to us. As you know, on your contract of sale, initial owners corporation fees has been stated as $1,200. That's excluding GST. What is $1,200 excluding GST? That's your annual owners corporation fees, and that annual owners corporation fees will be divided into 4 quarters and issued quarterly. And that means starting 3 months prior to the club opening. There's another question with regards to even if a lot owner lives within the community, if they do not decide to take part with the club's activities or use the club facilities, do they still require to pay owners corporation fees? Yes, as a lot owner within an owners corporation, once those fee notices are issued to a lot owner, legally you're obliged to pay those owners corporation fees. And as a lot owner, said as long as you're within this community, that owners corporation fees are payable by all lot owners within your community. Each all lot owners pay the same amount of owners corporation fees, so there is no difference. Each and every lot owner has a same equal lot liability, uh, and based on the lot liability is where the owners corporation fees are issued. So everybody has equal amount of contribution towards the owners corporation. There was another question in this section as well. Does the club fees and the owners corporation fees differ? No. You, as members of the owners corporation, you pay one owners corporation fees, and that part of that fees will go towards the operation of the club. Perfect. The next obligation for the lot owners is legal obligation. The legal obligation lies where the lot owners are required to comply with the owners corporation legislation, which is the Owners Corporation Act and the Owners Corporation regulations, and plus the Owners Corporation rules. As mentioned earlier, the rules of the Owners Corporation have been registered with land data. That means that's the government authority who registered the plan of subdivision and the rules of an owners corporation. Once the rules are registered with land data, they are legally enforceable. Legally enforceable means that the owners corporation is able, if those rules are not adhered to, the owners corporation has the ability to take a matter across to VCAT to find a final resolution. But there are some processes that the owners corporation is required to go through before we go to that final location or VCAT in order to get a decision. But that is the last point where the owners corporation can seek to find a resolution. So the structure of Redstone. I'm not sure if you're aware. Currently, the Redstone Owners Corporation, Redstone community has 3 owners corporations within the area. So which means that currently your owners corporation, most of the members who are attending today, are part of owners corporation 828173B, but there is another owners corporation at 9125337U and 9125552Y. So these owners corporation form one community. The reason there are 3 owners corporation is that the developer fortunately has to purchase 3 parcels of land in Redstone area in Sunbury, but they are unable to combine all these 3 into one plan of subdivision. So which means that there is 3 owners corporations within the structure. All these 3 owners corporations come together at the club. So that means your owners corporation 828137B, it is where the main common property sits on, where the club is built. So the owners corporation has a head lease agreement with the club to build the club and provide the services across to all the members within the Redstone owners corporations. And the other 2 owners corporations do have a license agreement in order to access the club facilities, and they do pay the same amount of owners corporation fees across the board. What we will do is we will also provide another information session for lot owners, at least before the club opens as well, to provide you further details on the structure, who operates it, and we'll talk in further detail. Most probably that information session will be just before the club opens. Hopefully we would have access to the function room at the club, and we will that's how we normally do it for all new projects, and we will just before the club opens we will have that information session. Next, we'll touch on compliance and governance. This is very important as an owners corporation. The owners corporation is required to hold AGMs, committee meetings for its committee operations, as well as carry out any compliance management on behalf of its members. So an AGM is held every year after the financial year has ended. So the financial period for your owners corporation is 30th of June. So once the financial period is ended, the owners corporation is required to hold an AGM. At the AGM, there are various motions that are set out in the agenda that the owners corporation needs to work through and resolve, because those motions are required under the legislation in order for the owners corporation to operate efficiently. As you know, we would have said that at the AGM, with the AGM documents, you would have found your AGM financials, budgets, insurances, and also committee election information as well. So they are the important motions that members will be voting on at the AGM. As mentioned, even though there's a budget at the AGM, lot owners would not pay that fees based on that budget, because the developer is currently taking care of those fees up until 3 months prior to the club opening. It is a procedural requirement that the owners corporation pass that budget and at the AGM. So that's the reason that we have put forward the budget. So that budget normally will go up until the 30th of June 2026. And also, as you know, the insurance information is on your AGM document as well. The members are required to provide approval for contaminator management as your corporation manager to seek out the best insurance policy possible and also renew that policy before it expires. One of the last motions in the AGM pack would be election of a committee. So the Owners Corporation Act states that the Owners Corporation is required to have a minimum of 3 members and maximum of 7 members in the Owners Corporation Committee. So at the meeting, if we would appoint those committee members for the next 12 months or so, the activity of the committee would be less because there's a very minimal operation. But in saying that, we still require the Owners Corporation to have a committee in place. It is because the decisions of the owners corporations, such as how compliance is done, how fees are issued, how day-to-day operation, any questions that come in from lot owners, that a decision needs to be made by the owners corporation. It is the owners corporation committee who makes the decision. As Quanta, we would provide the guidance and all the information for the members of the committee, but it is the committee who makes the final decision. As you know, we are the owners corporation manager. We work on behalf of the owners corporation. We do not make decisions for the owners corporation. We provide the guidance and the information, all what the committee needs, and the committee then makes those decisions based on that guidance and information that's been received from Quantum. And that is not only for Quantum, any owners corporation manager out there. They are all engaged by the owners corporation provided service. They're not the decision makers. The next will touch on committee operations. As mentioned earlier, at the AGM, there will be a committee that will be put in place. So there is currently a committee. That committee will resign at the next AGM, and a new committee will be formed. The same committee members who were at the last committee can re-nominate to be on the committee, but every term ends at an AGM and will need to be re-nominated, or new members can join at the AGM. Some of the duties are seeking guidance from the manager and instructions, financial management of the owners corporation, enforcing rules, attending committee meetings, and handling of complaints. As you know, the Act provides the owners corporation on guidance on how a formal complaint should be handled by the grievance committee, and those committee members will assist in managing those complaints as and when they come through. Next, we'll touch on community presentation. So community presentation is where Contaminator Management on behalf of the owners corporation carries out compliance inspections. Currently, the compliance team is out there every fortnight for 6 hours to carry out the compliance inspections. So when they're at site, they do pick up on certain breaches of owners corporation rules. And as not sure if members here would have received any correspondence from our team, so we do send out notifications, and our compliance team, Trish and Pragya, would normally assist with any inquiries that come through with regards to compliance. Common issues that we find when we are within carrying out our compliance are general appearance of lots, upkeep of yard area, nature strips, waste and rubbish management. They include such as general property maintenance is where we look at empty lots or vacant lots. If they're not maintained, we inform those lot owners. Upkeep of yard area normally refers to as your front landscaping. If it's been maintained properly, nature strips straightforward, as well as rubbish management. So the next slide we'll touch on is how our maintained or our compliance process works. Our compliance process works is when we identify a non-compliance matter, our team would capture that on the non-compliance platform straight away. Once that is captured, a lot owner would receive a courtesy letter, and that courtesy letter will provide 14 days to rectify the matter. Once the 14 days has expired, our team would again attend site, re-inspect those properties, and if the matter has been rectified, the team would close the matter. If the matter has not been rectified, then a letter of demand would be issued, providing the lot owner another 14 days to attend to the matter. Once that 14 days has expired after the letter of demand, the owners corporation then would need to proceed to step 2, 3, and 4. That means there's a formal grievance meeting where lot owner would need to attend, which will provide legally the owners corporation to provide 28 days from the grievance meeting to rectify the matter. Once the 28 days has passed, if it's still not rectified, then we go to section 155, which is known as the notice to rectify, which provides another 28 days. If that is still not rectified, then we move across to section 157, which is the final notice to rectify. Those steps 3, 4, and 5 are required under the legislation that we follow these notices in order before a matter can go across to VCAT or mediation. So it's a legal requirement that we follow these steps. It is a long process, unfortunately, but we are required to follow these steps in order to, before we go across to VCAT to get a final resolution. But it is very, very rarely that lot owners go to VCAT for resolutions, because normally within at least by step 4 or 5, most of the matters are resolved. So we look at currently, based on the current compliance matters, we do have at least 66% of the compliance matters that were opened until now has been closed. So currently we had about 329 non-compliance notices issued since compliance commenced, out of which 66.3% have been resolved, and currently 33.7% is ongoing. Majority of our compliance notices have been based on rubbish disposal and rubbish bins, so they are the main one. That it's almost close to 200 breaches for those that specific item. Also touching as well, I'll just go back to this chart here, the flow chart. The courtesy letter and the letter of demand, under they do not incur any costs. It is just courtesy reminders to the owners corporation members about your non-compliance matters. But if matters progress across to these step 3, 4, and 5 and 6, there would be charges incurred, because there are formal documentations that the owners corporation is to issue out to lot owners by registered post, hold meetings. So there are costs that will be involved in this, and the owners corporation would normally on charge this cost across to those relevant lot owners and recover them from the lot that's relevant relating to. But the owners corp, they are not fines. The owners corporation cannot issue fines. The costs that are relating to preparing these documents are costs incurred by the owners corporation, incurred by the manager, that is on charge to the owners corporation, and the owners corporation recovers from the members. And next is how we communicate with lot owners. So we do communicate with lot owners in few ways. First one is the community app. So there is a community app currently for the Redstone community, but we are in the process of redesigning the app. So hopefully before the club opens, we will release a new app for the community, which will have information for all the lot owners on how to access the club, how to carry out inductions. All the information that's relating to owners corporation will be in the new app. So currently it's in the design. We do have an app, but it's going to change very soon. So that's what we not actively promoted the app to members, as the app will change very soon. Next is regular bulletins. Once we commence the operations of the owners corporation and the club later next year, there will be newsletters going out to members at least once a month. A newsletter will be going out from the owners corporation manager, as well as the operations of the club as well. They'll be sending out another newsletter, so you'll be well informed of how the owners corporation operates. Any activities that the owners corporation, the club carries out, will be advised to its members. Plus, we would provide at AGMs for the club as well as the owners corporations. We'll provide managers reports with the activities the owners corporations are carried out in the past 12 months. As I said, we do have other forms of communication as well: email correspondence to lot owners, plus committee education. So if you do join the committee, we'll provide you further education on how about your tasks and how the owners corporation operates. As members or the committee members being well educated makes running the owners corporation more smooth and efficient. Similar to these Q&A sessions, we would hold Q&A sessions with the owners corporation every year. We'll just briefly touch on Club Redstone's operations, the purpose, who operates, and the membership. As mentioned earlier, we would touch on this in detail before the club opens as well, because we'll have further information on how the opening times, closing times, what equipments are into gym. So all that information related to the club closer to the date, but this is just a quick snapshot. So the purpose of the club is to provide recreational facilities to the owners corporation members, households, and tenants. So who operates the club? The club is operated by a board of directors. So the board of directors will form part of the developer. They would hold office up until the development is complete. Upon completion of the project, or when all the lots have been sold within Redstone, then the members of the three owners corporations can become members of the board and will be elected to the board and to perform the operations of the owners corporation. So there are three categories of memberships within the club structure. The first category is the foundation member. Foundation member normally it's the developer. The next two categories are the most important categories, which are the owner members. Owner members are, if we say, when you did purchase the land or when you purchased your lot within Redstone, if your name is on the title, can be one name, two names, or three names on the title. That means there's three people on the title. They becomes the owner members. Resident members are members who reside with you at your house or at your household, but not on the title. They are resident members. Upon completion of the project, when members have the ability to join the board of directors, to be elected to the board of directors, the owner members do have the ability to vote. Each lot gets one vote at the AGM of the club. As mentioned, the owners corporation would have its own AGMs, plus the club entity. Club is a limited liability entity. That club will carry out its AGM separately as well. So there is, there is three owners corporations. You'll have three AGMs. Not each members of those owners corporations will attend those AGMs. Plus there'll be a AGM for the club as well, carried out every financial year. That is a quick snapshot how it is structured, what is the owners corporation and the club's activities, but we will touch on it in detail before the club opens. So that is the end of our presentation. We did have a couple of questions with regards to the club as well. They asked about the opening times and closing times of the club. So currently we roughly the information that we have received is that the club will open about at 6 in the morning and close at 11 o'clock at night. That is the current timings given, but they might change. They might become a bit earlier or later, but that's the current times that have been provided to us. With regards to the team members who will be supporting a lot owners in a site level or the facility management team, normally, currently, as per the discussions that we have heard, is that the club will be staffed for about 70 hours per week. That means there will be periods where the club will not be staffed unsupervised, but members still would have access to those facilities because you'll be accessing the facilities via those access control systems, and members still will get access even though there is no staff, if there's not staffed. Perfect. Those are the questions with regards to the club. I know there's about 5 questions with regard to developer. We're happy to get some responses to you. What I would do is now stop sharing my screen and be happy for members. If you do have any questions, do please raise your hand and we will bring you by audio and answer those questions that you might have. Hi, Samara.
Actually, Zamara's husband, Adam.
Hi,
Thank you
how are you?
very well. Thank you very much for your presentation. It's been very thorough. Question about accessing of the club facilities for children. Is there any age limits around that? We've got a couple of boys that would love to use the gym and just wondering what age thresholds there might be.
Yes, age across all Willowwood clubs that we have been managing, the age restriction have been 16 years and over. You remember, if you have a child who's above 16, they need to get inducted to the facility and can use the facility by themselves. But anybody below age 16 is considered minor and can access the facility as long as there is a inducted member who comes with them.
Adult.
Sorry.
Accompanied by an adult?
Adult who's been inducted, yes. If you're inducted, then you can bring your son. So, but there are certain areas within the club that minors can go as well. That information will provide you at the next session. But normally the gym is normally restricted for minors, but all the other areas, as long as inducted member is with them, they can access those other areas.
Perfect. Thank you. That's great.
My pleasure. Thank you. Any further questions?
Taranga, we have a question in our Q&A.
Sure,
So is
please.
there an incentive for being on the board, i.e. discount on owners corporation fees?
No, thanks very much for your question. Committee and board appointments they are all voluntary roles, so they do not provide the owners corporation or the club does not provide any remuneration or any discount. It is joining a committee or the board. It is for the benefit of the entire community that you'll be providing that your time. You'll be volunteering, and so there is no remuneration or any discounts offered.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How about
Thanks
yourself?
for the presentation. It was quite thorough. My question is regarding existing, properties that are already rented out.
Mhm.
And what is the suggestion from the owners corporation to deal with the costs where the property owner is not really using any of the facilities, but the renters would be?
Legally, Sakur, the lot owner is responsible for fees. That's the legislation. That's what it says. But it can be most probably between your property manager and yourself. You can have an agreement between you to get the tenants to pay, but that is up to the landlord to have that arrangements with your tenants or with your property manager. But the owners corporation will be issuing those fee notice across to yourself or a lot owner.
But I believe the renters would be able to use the facilities.
100% they can, as long as a lot owner, each lot owner can assign their access to their tenant. So if you're not living within the property, if you're not living there and you have a property rented out to tenants, you can legally provide that your access. Say, okay, I am assigning my access to my tenants, so that means your tenants can use the facility. So what we would do is, at the induction stages, there will be a certain form that the tenants needs to be completed in order to transfer your access to your tenants. That can be definitely done, and that happens across the board.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
We have another question. Do committee members have administrative tasks or mainly decision-making duties?
It is mainly decision-making duties and attending committee meetings. As you know, as Quantum Unitum, as the Owners Corporation Manager, we do all the administration. We are the secretary of the Owners Corporation, so we do all the day-to-day admin and more 99% of the admin tasks on behalf of the Owners Corporation. It is that decision-making as well as participating in committee meetings, participating in discussions. Those are the requirements that we would ask from the committee for their contribution.
We also have another question. Is there a time frame as to when we will connect with Everly?
I
Sure
am
who Everly is.
sorry, I'm not. If you can provide further clarification on that question, we can see if we can assist. But
It was submitted
unfortunately, yeah.
anonymously.
With regards to the club, there was a question about the club opening date as well. Currently, as per the developer, it will be most probably in late next year. So hopefully in around October next year. That is their target to open the club. So we would. But what we would do is the developers advise that they would be sending out regular newsletters to lot owners prior to the club opening, and also you would almost during the development stage as well, you would have a walk. The developer will invite you for a walkthrough across the club as well. Once before the club is completed, just under the construction during the construction time. So please do take those opportunities to have a walk through the facility when the invitations are sent through. Any further questions, Selena, on the?
Yep. So we just got another response to the previous question about Everly. So it's stating here that it is the estate at the end of Scar Drive. They are waiting for the road to be opened. I think that would be a developer question. So
That is correct. Sorry, with regards to any, I know that we did get some about when will the roads be connected? When will the sorry, I'm just going through the questions with regards to cleaning and landscaping questions as well. So unfortunately, they are to do with the developer. And as the owners corporation manager, we are only deal with the affairs of the owners corporation. Normally, the roadways are belongs to. Yeah, but what we can do is if you are happy to say, Selena, take that question on note, and we can get back to the member once we confirm with the developer.
There
Sorry.
was also another question querying if owners corporation fees would be tax deductible for investment properties.
Yes, definitely. Because what we do is we would at the end of every financial, if you're an investor, or if you have tenants in the property, if you'd like, you're welcome. You will have access to the owners corporation portal. Portal is where you will have all your owners corporation fee notices saved. You can generate a copy of your lot statement. So you can generate a copy of your lots, even though we do send out fee notices via email or your mailing correspondent via post. They will be saved on your own portal, where you can grab those fee notices or a statement for a specific period and provide it to your tax accountant. Any further questions? Sorry, Nat, you're on mute. Selena?
Yep. So we have another question. How does Quantum plan to manage lots that haven't followed the guidelines, i.e. installation of solar and fake grass at the front of their properties, considering most members have spent time and money following these guidelines?
With regards to design guidelines, Quantum, on behalf of the developer, do capture any lots that have design guideline issues, and we do send those information across to the developer. It is only the developer who can enforce design guidelines. The owners corporation legally is not able to enforce. The owners corporation can enforce its owners corporation rules, but not the design guidelines. Design guidelines are part of your contract, or it's a covenant in your contract, in your title. Covenant can be enforced by the developer. So currently, there's we do have a number of lots that have been forwarded across to developer, and the developer has confirmed that in the next couple of weeks, those lots will be receiving a formal legal notices from Villawood to get their matters rectified. We do capture those matters and passed on to the developer to enforce them. As you know, when we talk about the legislation, before when we spoke about the legislation and our limits within the legislation, so as the owners corporation manager, we are very reluctant to go beyond what we can do, because anything that we do affects the owners corporation members. So we are legally liable, or the owners corporation will become legally liable if the manager or its members go beyond its legal obligations. So we pass on information who can enforce them to that relevant team to action.
Okay, so our next question will be, how much will the owners corporation fees be for each lot?
Each lot, you're looking at $1,200. That's excluding GST per financial year. So that owners corporation fees will be issued on a quarterly basis. That means that 1,200 ex GST will be divided into 4. Normally, your fee notices, first fee notice will be due 3 months prior to the club opening. The reason is that the owners, say for example, this is just an example only, please don't take my, because we do not know exactly when the club is opening. So say for example, if the club opens on the 1st of October, the owners corporation fees will be issued 3 months prior. So that means around July, the owners corporation will issue the fee notice with a 28-day due date, because normally under the legislation, the owners corporation is required to issue out fee notices at least 28 days prior to the due date. So when the fee notices come through, lot owners have that 28 days to be noted exactly when the due date is. And once you contribute your payments towards, or once you make your owners corporation fee payment, the owners corporation will pool that funds in and then provide that, make sure that the owners corporation can pay the club its membership fee, so that the owners corporation in line with head lease agreement with the club entity.
Okay,
So
we have another question. Is that payment to be in one payment or in installments?
It'll be, so the annual fee is $1,200 ex GST, but it'll be issued in 4 quarters. So that means if you're looking at around about $330 from my including GST per quarter. That's $1,320 including GST. So that will be issued in 4 quarters of $330 per quarter. And your normal due date, as your financial year is from 1st of July to 30th of June, normally your quarters will line up. The first quarter might be different, may not line up with the normal quarters, but if it's operation in a normal format, your quarters will line up due on 1st of July, 1st of October, 1st of January, and 1st of April. So they are the normal standard quarters, except for the first quarter or the first period might differ, but rest of the quarters will fall into line accordingly.
Okay, we got another question. If the developer is paying the fees now, how is this spent if the club isn't open yet?
Yep, it's a very good question. The fees, the developer pays the fees for us as the owners corporation manager to provide a service to members of managing the owners corporation in line with the Act's requirements. So currently the fees go towards a couple of items. If you look at the budget, it goes towards owners corporation management fees, insurance. There might be some compliance. We do take compliance as well, compliance tasks as well. So those are the items currently the fees go towards. But once the club starts operation, almost 90% of the owners corporation fee will go towards the operations of the club. Any further questions, Selena?
Not at the moment.
All right. If there's no further questions, we can call the session close. But as you know, we are, as owners corporation managers, we are here to assist you during any time, Monday to Friday. Selena is there to assist. Selena and her team is there to assist. Please do send us an email, and we'll be able to get back to you. Or please pick up the phone, give us a call, and we'll be happy to assist. Yes, this recording will be available for members. What we will do is after the session, we will make sure it is ready and distributed to all members of the owners corporation via a newsletter. Thank you very much for your time today. Hope you have a lovely evening. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.